Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to day 3 here of Heroes of the Cards number 3. I'm here with Cryptman. How you doing this evening?
Hey. Yeah, I'm doing all right. A little bit sleepy, just about like every other night. But well, we should
Living
have
that
some
game real
pretty
life.
exciting matches. Yeah, we get to see who's gonna come up ahead on Group 3 and challenge Lothar for the semifinals.
Yeah, it
And
should be
tomorrow we're
really
gonna
good.
find out who the second qualifier will be. What do you think of this group? We got Kolento versus Powder here, but what do you think overall?
Um, Honestly, it looks like a pretty stacked group. I mean, both groups obviously are extremely tough. I think that looking at it just like from the start, I would kind of favor maybe Kolento and RDU to get out, but it's definitely going to be a really, really strong group.
Hmm. No, I'm one of those guys that I don't play in the tournaments, but I like to see how people are doing. And Colento's been doing really well recently. RDU's actually been doing quite terribly recently. Powder is a player who we've seen very little of on the tournament scene, but still decent results. And EkOp, he's been on the scene for a very long time. Overall,
Mhm.
pretty good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we are going to have Kolento versus Powder first off, and you talked about Kolento's really good results. Pretty much everyone talks about how good Kolento is. We do have the decks for the two players. Obviously, it's going to be Hunter banned for both players actually this time around. So Warlock is going to be available for both guys, and it'll be interesting to see if we actually see a Zoo or a Handlock because I don't think we've seen Warlock even once yet in the tournament. Um,
Yeah, I
so
think you're
far,
right.
even the one time like the one time it wasn't banned where someone had it available was Lothar had a Warlock available, but he didn't actually end up using it because he was able to win 3-1. That was in the series against Reynad with that the
Mhm.
insane Ragnaros stuff. So we haven't
The
actually
thing is,
seen it
because
yet.
because we saw both players ban Hunter, most likely both players are actually playing Handlock, which is going to be usually a very epic outcome. Often that game is, who gets that nice explosive Shadow Flame game turnaround from losing that ends up
Yeah.
being the winner. So that should be very exciting if it does get to that matchup.
Hmm.
But the other classes that they got are also pretty interesting. So both players are playing Hunter, but both of them ban Hunter. Both players are playing Warlock, and I would suspect they're both playing Handlock. Powder's got Druid Rogue, which you've seen that lineup a little bit, but Colento's got Priest, which has been not very common in Heroes cards in the past, and he's also running Mage. And I've cast all of Heroes cards too, and so far with you, Heroes cards 3 here. We have not yet seen a Mage played in this tournament.
Well, it'll be
This
exciting to
is a
see.
first.
Yeah, and I mean the thing is, like, based off of your logic, you're talking about, I'm saying, okay, so if he bans my Warlock, or if he bans my Hunter and he's leaving the Warlock up, he's probably playing like Handlock. That's what you're saying. So I mean, Mage is a nice matchup against Handlock. So it's like if you're playing that Freeze
Yeah.
Mage, so that kind of leads me to believe that maybe he is just playing that Freeze Mage and trying to get the kind of Freeze Mage versus Lock matchup, win that, and then try to maybe take out the other decks with Handlock.
Yeah, that could very well be. We'll have to see how it goes down once the game gets started up here.
Hmm. Yeah, it's just gonna be about a minute. Players just getting ready, and as soon as they are ready, we will obviously hop into the game. But yeah, this should be a pretty exciting matchup. And I mean, when you do have these matches where it's someone like so well known, like Kolento, going up against someone who's a bit less known, like Powder, like you're talking about, obviously most players are gonna kind of assume that Kolento is going to win, but it does give the potential to kind of really make a name for yourself as Powder. If you're able to take out Kolento, that definitely does help a lot as far as kind of getting your name out there.
Hmm. Well, if you look at the statistics, Powder's not sporting quite the win rate of Kolento, but it's still quite respectable. In the recent past, in October, Powder is running a 71% win rate, and Kolento in October is running a 76. So
Well, that's
this is
71 is
kind of
still
like,
damn good. Like that's still
yeah,
really high.
absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, uh, these are top tournament players. We shouldn't
mm,
expect any less from them.
that's true. But either way, we are going to have it starting off, and it is not actually going to be Handlock. It is going to be a Zoo Lock coming out. So, um, a little bit of a surprise maybe there, but definitely not too big of a surprise. It's definitely a really strong deck. And wait, both
Are we
players
seeing
are
Zulak from
playing
both?
Zoo. Yeah.
Wow.
So both of
Okay.
them are. So Crip, man, you're off. You're way off.
I am off.
But it should be
I'm
interesting.
surprised that they banned Hunter. I mean, Zulak is all right against Hunter most of the time.
It could also just be, I don't know. I mean, it could be for something about their other decks, and it could also just be something that they're trying to like throw each other
Well,
off.
certainly it makes a bit more sense from Kolento because he's running the mage.
Oh man, that's actually
that's
pretty
a
nice.
Soulfire.
Yeah. If he starts drawing death battles, it could kind of get ugly though, with 2 Underkickers down on the board and nothing in hand to remove it. I mean, the follow-up to that Undertaker would have been quite nice. He would have been able to buff it up and have the Voidwalkers down, but we'll have to see what the draw is now.
Nope.
That's not really gonna help him out now. I mean, I guess he could just. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like he'd have to probably play something. Is he gonna tap? He could.
I think you tap to try to get the other Soulfire. It's a very funny game. Like, it's such an aggressive battle for the board that, you know, you see the weirdest stuff here. In fact, we're gonna see both Undertakers go down, most likely.
Yeah. Thinking about if he wants to play the juggler or not. And we do see that the owl is in hand to deal with the Nerubian egg, so that's pretty nice. You really don't want that to start coming into play. I mean, playing the egg makes a lot of sense to me here because it can set up for the turn 4, you know, with the Dark Iron Dwarf coming out. So it's like I can understand him playing that a lot, but we'll see if he does in fact want to do that. I mean, obviously setting up the juggler is pretty nice as well, but you know, if he does play the egg, then it's very likely just gonna get silenced.
Yeah, but even if it gets silenced, it's still good.
You can still trade, of course. Yeah, it is still good, but you really don't want to let them get the value of being able to have the trade plus a 4/4 coming out afterwards.
The silence is really effective on the egg when you can attack into it immediately. I mean, there's just so many buffs. Even a 0/2 body in the Zoo deck is still something that can
Argus,
you know, mess your day up. Exactly. I mean, you know, you have to consider that in very, very similar decks to what these players are running now. Not too long ago, people were playing like Shield Bearers just because the 0/4 body was hard to deal with. So it's exactly that case still.
Yep.
Here you want the juggles to go face.
Yeah. Yeah, well, then he gets 50-50. Fair enough.
Well, that one juggle is actually pretty good because now when he does Argus, he can't kill the juggler for free.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, and he's actually not gonna. If he doesn't Argus, then yeah, then he can actually trade into it with the dwarf as well. Oh no, never mind. He's gonna trade it out. So, gonna drop his own egg. Either way, still he still can trade the.
The silence egg is a little bit of a problem, but the juggler is somewhat of a bigger problem.
Oh, and that's actually quite a nice draw.
That is a huge draw. I mean, you can essentially clear the board here
for free. Yeah.
But Kolento does have a decent follow-up himself. He can play his 1-drop Lepronome along with his own Argus, and he can actually kill off the Flame Imp. Yeah. So I'm curious if he will. Yeah, he does go for it.
I mean, he's gonna get full value from that. Kill off a 4/1 and get a free 4/4. Like, it's pretty hard to pass that up, I think.
Yeah.
And he has another Argus in his hand, and it's like Zoo can kind of really start to get out of control when everything starts. You know, you can start buffing everything up. Like the little minions can start to become so strong. Like when you start getting Arguses down and stuff, it's like, and there's not like a lot of you really need control of the board as Zoo. Like you said, it's total battle control from the board. There's not like gonna be Hellfires and stuff in this deck. Like you know, so there's not some sort of comeback mechanic if someone gets like way ahead on board.
If he plays the Dark Iron, he's gonna get rolled out, I believe. I think that egg and then pumping into the Dark Iron is the only way he can win this game.
Yeah, well, because Argus is going to come down now, and I mean, the board is starting to get so strong.
It's even worse right now.
Worse, yeah. If he juggles the 1/1, that would actually be really nice.
I think you want to taunt up everything that's not the juggler.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking as well. I mean, keeping the juggler alive is definitely going to be really nice. And even if you don't juggle it, you can still you know, put your 2/3 into the taunt, and then you know, take out the
Wow.
Undertaker, and he does get it. So that is actually really big. Now he gets to take out the Undertaker for free with his 3/4 and go.
I think he
face.
might take it out with a 5/5 because
so?
yeah, he does. Because
Okay.
now you're outside of the buff range, so there's nothing that really buffs the attack by more than 2 by itself.
Yeah, no,
And-
that's intelligent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So now what do you do?
Yeah, he's thinking. Yeah. I mean, none of these plays are very good. Yeah, you could. I feel like maybe you just have to drop the Dark Iron Dwarf and just have 2 4/4s out there, but you're gonna take too much damage. I don't know. It's like, do you feel like you're desperate enough at this point to drop the Doom Guard and just take out something? I mean,
I think it's
don't know.
too risky because if you do that, you kind of brick your egg because you've already expelled like a lot of the pumps. So
yeah, I think this is the
that's
play.
the main
You just
issue.
get 2 4/4s down on the board,
Mhm.
which is something. And I mean, then he's gonna have the Argus follow up, so it's like.
Oh my!
Oh my god. Oh,
That is
that's
brutal.
So brutal, dude. When
That's
you can get
lethal. That's
yeah.
game.
Oh. Wow. Well, GG. And game number 1.
That was as good of a draw as you could possibly hope for.
Yeah, of course. I mean, when you can get a even if it wasn't lethal, when you can get a Doom Guard down without having to discard anything, like it almost always feels like they won. So, I mean, pretty crazy stuff. And Kolento gonna be able to take game number 1 there. So Powder losing the Zoo versus Zoo is gonna have to go back to the drawing board. And knowing now what the deck is, what do you think should be the follow up here from Powder?
I think it has to be Rogue. Like Rogue, I think does okay against Zoo if you get a lot of the efficient removal, like the backstabs, the SI, and Deadly Poison. You can kind of keep up with the board. Whereas I feel the Druid, it's just very, very difficult to keep up with that stuff. But I mean, I could be wrong. Zoo's a deck that does pretty well against everything. So even in every case, I mean, you're not.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
when you
that big of a
get
favorite.
the perfect curve, it's like it can kill anything. So, anyway, we are going to take a minute break, guys. Then we'll be back with game number 2. Going to give Powder a second here to decide what he wants to play next. We'll see if he can tie things up right after this.
Taking you on a journey. This is Monster Cat.
Hey guys, welcome back to Heroes of the Cards 3. And remember, if you'd like to support Heroes of the Cards and follow them on Twitter, you can follow Hitbox on Twitter at HitboxLive. And you can also follow Heroes of the Cards on Twitter, and it's at HitboxHOC. So we're going to be moving on into game number 2 here. We just saw Kolento take that Zoo versus Zoo matchup against Powder. And you're saying you think the Rogue's going to come out, but you know any matchup is pretty decent for Zoo.
Yep. Zoo does quite well against just about everything. There are a few matchups that aren't the best, but you know, every matchup I believe has a 50-something win rate, or you know, just under.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not surprised to see the Rogue here. I think the Druid struggles a lot more against Zoo than a Rogue does. I mean, if you get nice Blade Flurry, nice Spell Damage, Fan of Knives, you can shut out the power of the Zoo pretty well. As a Zoo deck, you're really looking to just crush your opponent in the opener and follow up with those perfectly timed Doom Guards, as we saw Kolento have in the previous game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Druid, it's like, Swipe obviously can help to clear the board and stuff, but when minions start getting buffed up, a lot of it starts getting out of like HP range, and it's, I mean, I guess maybe if it was like kind of like that death battle type druid we saw yesterday from Lothar, maybe that would pair better against two. But standard druid seems like it's not really the best matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty decent opening hand, honestly, but I mean, I feel like one of the things is like the egg is going to be pretty darn strong. I think against rogue, it can eat up like a lot of cards. You know, sure you could maybe deal with it, but like if you have to use something on it to proc the egg and then also have to evis the 4/4 afterwards, like yeah, you can deal with it, but if you start to soak up a lot of cards of that, it can start to get pretty rough. And he has 2 activations, like if he does drop, you know, an SI or something like that, you know, he has the Abusive and he has the Direwolf to be able to proc the egg himself.
Mm-hmm. Well, right now I'm actually not able to see the rogue's hand, but there are like a backstab fan and knife combo here that I think is possible. I think that's exactly what he has. Wow, that's exactly what he has. Wow, okay, well that was the best possible turn.
Yeah, no kidding. So he's going to be able to clear that up very nicely. Dark Iron Dwarf, pretty nice draw though. Going to be able to work well with this curve.
Yeah, but still with no creature on the board, you can't actually activate the egg.
Yeah, of course, but still, I just mean like getting the 4/4 body down, doing a little bit of damage, definitely not bad.
Mm-hmm. I'm just curious right now because, I mean, honestly, this game is a lot more interesting from the rogue POV. With this, you just kind of play cards that you have, which is why you know, Kolento's playing so quickly here.
Yeah, that's kind of
plays pretty straightforward. Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, Kolento, we do have his stream, but I guess Powder's stream did go down, and we're trying to get that back for you guys, and we will be able to show that. But you know, at the same time, you know, sure he does clear that up, but he's down to 18 HP already, and you know, having to take that 4 face damage is a bit rough. He's already used 1 fan of knives. You know, if he had a blade flurry or something, that would be pretty decent. But at the same time, when you start to AoE too much, like we talked about, you do have to deal with the egg's death rattle then, which is, you know, not the best.
I mean, that board is pretty devastating right now.
Yeah, and I mean that's the power of that card as well. Like you have to be able to deal with the death battle. Sure, you can AoE the rest of the stuff, but you get the other junk out of there, and now you have something else to deal with. And you can't really afford to just keep taking this face damage. We have 6 damage showing on board with the alpha potential to come down next turn. That would be 8 damage plus whatever he draws. So it's like, you know, if he can't start clearing some of this stuff without taking more face damage, it's going to get pretty ugly.
I'm actually pretty sure there are situations where Powder can die next turn.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he'd have 6 mana. I mean, yeah, I guess if he, like, well, how much would he be putting down? If he already has 8 damage,
if he drew another like dire doggy and then tapped into a soulfire,
would that would be 1 off? I think that would be because that would be 6 extra damage. That would be 6 extra damage. So he would that would be 14 total damage.
Yeah, you're right.
But if he drew a soulfire and then tapped into a soulfire, then he could kill him.
That's true, actually. Yeah. I think
both streams have frozen, yeah. So we'll just wait for these to come back. Hopefully it will be quick, and we'll find out when you guys do. But either way, it's definitely a pretty scary position for Powder right now, and to lose 2 quick games to Zoo would be pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean. Oh, there we see some of the rogue cards. It's moving very, very slowly, but I can tell you that this rogue is not going to be able to win.
Okay, the rogue cards haven't loaded for me yet. What does he have? What are we looking at here?
We're looking at a Conceal, an Azure Drake, a Heal, and I think an SI.
Yeah, it's not gonna help him out too much in this situation, I don't think so. It's gonna be pretty rough.
I mean, I think the reality is if it goes down to the Druid, there's practically no chance that Powder can actually bring it back. Because the issue is that like the Zoolock does very well against Druid, but so does Mage, and so does Priest.
yeah, he has to win 3 kind of disadvantageous matchups in a row. And yeah, I mean that's kind of the way these things can go, though. It seems like a lot of times it comes down to that first kind of matchup. I mean, it's like the Zoolock versus Zoolock. You know, that goes one way, and then it really does swing the series into the favor of that player. Like that first matchup's so important in Hearthstone because a lot of the decks are designed to kind of, you know, counter each other and stuff. So it's like players have this one kind of 50-50 matchup, and whoever wins that is definitely gonna have such a big advantage. And it seems like we do have the stream back now, and Powder has cleared up the board, has a couple minions down. He's down in 9 HP though.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious how that clear actually happened.
Yeah, so am I, but I mean, it's looking like there's definitely some possibilities to be able to get something done here. But still, with the Loatheb coming down, it's kind of, you're going to have to use that Cold Blood to clear it out, I think, yeah.
I'm a little behind you. I actually didn't see the Loatheb come down.
Okay.
But,
well, the Warlock did drop a Loatheb. He used the 6-mana Cold Blood to clear that up. And
oh, that's sad play. That's when you know you're not in good spot.
Yeah, I mean, he needs the minions down on the board. Warlock now at 17 HP. He's going to be at 9 himself. He has a Cold Blood Conceal and a Zerdrake in his hand. And the Doomguard is going to come down. Oh, the second Doomguard does get discarded, though. So, Kolento still, he's going to be able to go face. And, I mean, he's tapping, seeing if he could get anything else. If he can get a Soulfire, it would be game. It's going to be a Juggler coming down. Does he have the Soulfire? He has one more card in his hand. I don't think so. Either way, I mean, I think this is...
Okay,
I mean,
I got the stream up again now.
Alright, great, yeah. I mean, he can clear this out. I mean, he can...
Yeah, it's the Cold Blood
plus the
SI.
Yeah. So he can clear this up. And the second Doomguard did get discarded, so that's something. But still, you know, a Soulfire ends the game.
Soulfire ends the game, but... I mean, there's still quite a lot of cards in the deck at this point.
Yeah, there are.
And
so
realistically, I think he's got 2 turns left.
Yeah, discarding that Doomguard was actually so huge. Let's see what he has. Undertaker. On Creeper. That's not what you want. Oh, now I mean he has gadgets in, yeah. But
I'm gonna destroy this game here.
Oh, sap.
You just set up for lethal. Kolento's basically drawing to 1 out. I mean, there's only the Doomguards with charge in most of these Zoolocks. Yep. He might be able to taunt up and survive a turn, but he already used an Argus before we saw the streams go down a little bit. So right now he's basically just tapping for Soulfire, and I think some Zoo decks actually run only 1.
Even if he taunts up, Eviscerate is lethal. I mean, there's 2 spell power on the board, so that is going to be the game. Power is going to be able to tie it up after that, and we unfortunately didn't really get to see how that turnaround occurred, you know, with the full board clear. But he was able to do it, and the discard on the Doomguard actually was what sealed his fate.
I mean, most likely that Doomguard was getting discarded. I think there were 3 cards in hand when he played the first Doomguard. So, I mean, you can't really blame him at that point. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, it does exactly seem that even though Kolento was behind at that stage in the game with the double Doomguard in hand, you had 1 out of 3 to just win the game. And if he was drawn, which is probably 2 Soulfires, but again, I have seen some zoos run just 1. Even still, he probably had, you know, I'd say at least 50% chance to win, even from that point of being behind, which shows just how ridiculous the zoo is, even against, you know, kind of a bad matchup, which is Rogue. But I mean, bad relatively to the other ones.
Yeah.
But it's evened up. I think we're going to have a pretty interesting series now. This is certainly not going to be a blowout, which it certainly may have been had the zoo taken another game. Kolento is actually the one who has to fall back on a deck, and he's got Mage and Priest. I would be very surprised to see Priest come out here, because Priest does actually have some issue dealing with rogues. In my opinion, I think the Vile Teacher rogue is the crappiest one against Priest, and we didn't see a Vile Teacher come out of that deck, so I don't know. I think if Mage actually drops this game, though I feel that's pretty unlikely, Kolento's going to be packing.
Yeah, well, definitely still, you know, a lot of Hearthstone to be played. But we will have that game for you guys right after the break. We'll be back in a minute. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Heroes of the Cards number 3. It's all tied up between Kolento and Powder, and it's looking like we're going to see Kolento's Mage come out. Are we expecting the Freeze Mage, you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's in line with a Hunter ban. It kind of makes sense all around. So
Yeah, for sure.
anything is possible, but it has to be Freeze. Like 99 times out of 100, it's Freeze.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Especially what you even though it was Zulok, what you said made a lot of sense about, assuming that it's going to be handlock based off the Hunter bans, and Freeze Mage a good matchup against that, and we can already see it's going to be. So, gonna hold on to the Acolyte, and Mad Scientist, pretty decent opening hand, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you just want a few of those early cards just to mess with your opponent, keep him busy, keep him annoyed. Ice Block draw is actually very poor. That's
true, yeah. Oh, Leroy, wow. So Leroy is in the rogue deck, interesting.
This is actually quite bad for Powder in my opinion, because I mean when you have the Leroy finish, it's usually the type of rogue deck that does worse, because you kind of need to combo it all in one turn, and what usually happens is
really stops that.
Ice Block stops it, and Lustraza comes in and finishes the game very quickly.
Yeah, very true.
Big Cleave here is somewhat interesting.
Yeah. Alright, so what is this going to be? Procs the Ice Barrier. Now,
I don't know if we'll see an Acolyte.
Yeah. Because, I mean, if you just drop the Acolyte, then you are kind of just...
I feel the Doomsayer might be annoying enough.
Yeah. Doomsayer seems like a pretty decent play here. I mean, he could obviously... Okay, so he's thinking about going for the Acolyte. I mean, I guess the downside of the Acolyte is you're only going to get the one card draw from it, but it does kind of absorb some of the damage for you and stuff, so...
Well, it's good that the Acolyte was drawn, because the Cobra would have taken off the
Doomsayer.
Yeah, the Doomsayer. But still, I mean, this is still alright position. You have a lot of play left.
Well, Doomsayer is going to come down now, and it probably will be the Cold Blood coming out to answer. Do you think he still Cold Bloods, actually, with it only at 1 HP? Do you think it's worth keeping it alive like that? Or do you think you just hit base and accept it's going to die? Yeah, okay, so he's going to hit base and accept it's going to die. And actually, as I think about it, I think that's the better play. Man, it's not that big of a deal to keep it alive. It'll just get pinged next turn anyway, so it'd be kind of a waste of a Cold Blood, especially when you're talking about it being the deck where it is kind of that...
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to make
deck.
up for that damage,
Yeah, no, so I definitely think that is the best play.
Kolento uses his turn 5 to develop the Ice Block, which is fine. I mean, he's already ran through one Mad Scientist, which drew a different secret.
Oh, Auctioneer can steal.
Yeah, this is exactly what you want. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Wow.
That is probably the best draw on the deck right there.
Yeah, with the Blade Flurry in hand as well. I mean,
Coin Flame Strike might happen though. I think it will happen actually.
Yeah, I think it has to. Things can just get so out of control so fast. Especially with the, like... I mean, top deck can steal to be able to get that out there, and yeah, it is going to come out, and I definitely think that is the best play. I mean, look at all those low mana cost cards in his hand. He could have started to draw so much.
Yeah. Yo! Okay!
Oh my god. That's got to be frustrating for Kolento.
I don't know if you play that though, because you can only play one spell. Just not good enough. I think developing the Deadly Poison might be alright.
I was definitely thinking about it.
And then just not doing anything.
It's going to come down. So it is going to be... oh, he gets prep now.
That is a good one. Oh, he's going to backstab his own Auctioneer.
Thinking about it, at least.
I mean, the chance that you backstab your opponent's creature is pretty low.
Yeah.
I think I like the Cold Blood here.
Yep. He's gonna use the prep as well. We'll see what he's gonna be able to get with that SI. So he's actually gonna blow the blade flurry. Interesting.
I think there's a chance he's gonna blow the backstab. No.
So that's not too okay.
Now Kolento can deal with Fireball or he can deal with Frostbolt. He does go for the Fireball.
Yeah. Interesting they decided to do that instead of kind of just Frostbolt ping, but
I think it's mostly because the Frostbolt allows for more burst
for the ice
with a
lances
smaller
on the
amount of
face.
mana, and you have the Ice Lance with it, which otherwise not quite as useful.
Gonna get a pretty decent Van Cleef out here though. 6/6 and a 4/4 on the board. Not having the fireball for that is a little bit annoying, I guess, but does have Blizzard
There's
available.
another Ice Lance.
Yeah. Do you think he just like Thalnos Blizzards or something?
I think you might want to save Thalmos for your burst. I think what you might do is just
Cone of Cold?
Yeah, Cone of Cold.
Yeah.
What to do?
And then Ellis draws at his face next turn.
Just Cone of Cold ping, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. Makes sense.
It actually doesn't even make sense to ping face. I think you ping like the
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, ping the Azurdric, yeah. Ping one of the minions. Yeah, because if you Cone of Cold and then ping the Azurdric, then you can have it at 1 HP the next turn. But okay, so it's actually gonna be Thalnos Cone of Cold. When he is gonna Ice Lance to take that out.
Okay.
I don't think he's gonna use the second Ice Lance.
Also what 4/4.
He made it? Okay, so he decides to. Wow.
I'm really surprised.
So am I, because that's like so much of his burst actually.
No, that's lethal. That's it. Like if you just Cone of Cold there, Ellis draws a face next turn, you kill him the turn after that.
Frostbolt Ice Lance with Thalnos, yeah.
And ping, that's 15.
Yeah. Wonder why he decided to do that then. I mean, yeah, even just like Blizzard or something seemed like it made more sense to me there. And I mean now it's like you can play the Alexstrasza, but he can actually sap your Alexstrasza and he has faceless as well. So I mean, starting to look not so good I think for Kolento. I mean, Freeze Mage can definitely, the games can go long and anything can happen, but
oh, as it so happens, Powder ended up drawing Earthen Ring Farseer, which would have shut out that play.
Yeah. But still, having him that low, putting him to 3 HP, is putting him in a position where he could even win with his hero powers, or you draw your other fireball. Like there's a lot of ways you could still win.
Actually, I think he would have lost.
Had he done that, you think so?
Yeah, I think he would have died.
I mean, he still had Blizzard in hand and stuff. Not like he was gonna completely die, but we'll see. This is gonna get sapped up, and he's gonna get faceless, and it's gonna be pretty brutal.
It might not get sapped. It might get double eviscerated.
Think so?
No, but it could.
Will be the sap. So it's just gonna be the sap and putting more damage to face. So now down to 22 HP. He has 15 damage showing. He has 2 Avisses in hand. So does he actually have an ice block on right now?
Yes,
I'm not
he does.
sure. Yeah, okay. So ideally,
right now we're going to see the Blizzard Doomsayer play.
How much do you care about keeping this 8/6 alive? Do you think it's actually worth just like doing, like Leroy or doing Thalnos Avis or something? I mean, you could just do Leroy plus like a hero plus a hero power or something. Do you not? Yeah. I mean, he's thinking about doing Avisses. I think Leroy plus the hero power might not be that bad. And I think that's probably what he's gonna do. I like that more than 2 Avisses kind of, but I guess he's gonna go with 2 Avisses.
And that is a value Doomsayer.
Yeah. Yeah. Why do you think he chooses that over just like the Leroy hero power? Spending two 5 damage Avisses into that. I mean, the Leroy plus the hero power keeps the Vistas in hand.
I think it's
it
because
keeps, it
I think
does
it's
the
because
exact damage instead of the extra.
He hasn't drawn a Shadow Step yet. I think he's got like 7 cards in his deck, and 2 of them are Shadow Step.
Okay.
Goes another Frostbolt. Now some mages run double Flame Strike, and if he can get one of those, he should be in good shape. I think all mages run double Blizzard. Almost all of them. So that would also work. Goes for the fan giving... No, that's not right. There you go, you might as well do that. Whoa, that's a draw. Ice Block, Arcane Intellect, those are not too great of draws for Kolento.
Jeez.
The Rogue is out of cards. That's pretty relevant as well here, and he's got 2 Ice Blocks and a Straza. Huh. Oh, there! That's what you wanted.
Wow. Blizzard is absolutely massive. I mean, he can clear the whole board. He can Blizzard hero power the Alexstrasza, and he still has his own Alexstrasza to heal himself back up as well. The next turn if he wants to. So
I think you could even Blizzard and Arcane Intellect, but yeah, that works fine.
Yeah.
Oh man, and a sap. That is a sad card right now.
That's the saddest of cards. I mean, it's like he can Alexstrasza himself up to 15, and then you can sap it, but then you're just knowing that you have to do that damage and then deal that damage again, and he has nothing left. He's running out of steam. There's the concede.
God. Yeah, I mean, I think the last few cards in this deck were just Shadow Steps and maybe another Shiv. Like, it's just impossible to win.
Yeah, there's nothing really left, so.
Well, that Blizzard draw was really the game ender there. I think Kolento had the opportunity to win the game much, much earlier, but as it so happened, it would not have worked out for him. In fact, I'm quite sure he would have lost making that sequence of plays. So, well, he won a game that I would not have, I guess. But, yeah.
That's what Kolento does, though, man.
I don't play much Freeze Mage myself. So.
Well, anyway. Yeah, it definitely was looking pretty grim for him for a while, but was able to pull it out. And I mean, yeah, now it's going to be pretty tough for Powder. He does just have the Druid left, right? So
the Druid is pretty good against Freeze Mage, though, because like
not so good against Priest, though, really.
It's not terrible, but yeah, not that great. But it is good against Mage, I feel. I mean, the Mage kind of needs to self-sustain in a different kind of way. Like, the Mage needs to draw cards, needs to draw into Ice Block, needs to draw into kind of like a kill condition, because you can't stall out like we saw Kolento do in that game with, Kona Cole, Doomsayers, Blizzard.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not going to work, because most of the damage is going to come from
charges.
1 turn of spells.
Yeah, True to the Claws, and I mean, the combo obviously as well. There's definitely a lot that you can do to get pretty aggressive with a Druid. So we will have to see what's going to happen with that. And we also, we haven't obviously seen Powder's Druid deck, so it'll be interesting to see if there's any variations on it. If it was perhaps Death Rattle Druid like we saw from Lothar, but I'm guessing it's not. Either way, guys, we're going to be back in a minute for game number 4. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Heroes of the Cards number 3. We're going to be moving on into game number 4 here between Kolento and Powder. Kolento just took the game with his Freeze Mage, and he is up 1 match. So he's at match point right now.
Yep, doing pretty well.
Definitely.
And, I mean, Mage is kind of one of those classes where you can win most matchups. The only one that's very, very difficult to win is the Hunter, because the Flare makes stalling such an unpredictable scenario. And another one that's a bit rough is the Warrior, because the Mage often has a limited amount of damage. The Warrior can just gain too much life. Whereas Priest can't exactly do that, because they have mostly a resource of life, and it doesn't really work around Alistraza as well, so they have to save Holy Fire for specifically right after Alistraza, but still, even if the Mage has, you know, all the burn in the deck to follow, they're still going to win. So.
The coin Innervate Yeti is so nice, but in this situation, actually, it's going to kind of like fall on its face unless he draws a Wrath right now, because he's just going to lose. He's just going to lose, like, yeah, it's gone. So, I mean, he gets 4 damage in, but it's going to die to the Doomsayer, so Doomsayer being the perfect answer right there is actually really nice. I don't think there's any other card that could have... There's nothing else that he has that could have dealt with it this early. It would have actually been really effective if there was anything else besides the Doomsayer to deal with it. That's actually really big. Like, blowing your Innervate, your coin, and losing your Yeti all that early just for the Doomsayer seems pretty darn nice for the Mage.
It really is, but at the same time, he's got combo in hand, he's got some direct damage.
Yeah.
Even just doing that small amount there, if Kolento doesn't draw into any secrets, it's not really going to matter.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he definitely has a really good hand. He is going to have the potential to draw a lot of cards here, obviously, though, but still, like you said, the pressure is already on. But, I mean, at least it's not... At least it's not, you know, the Yeti kind of wailing away on him plus that, so.
I think I would have liked to see the Keeper actually doing direct damage here, like maybe killing the Loot Hoarder, because it can then push for damage to the face, whereas here I think it'll just...
Now he can just get killed, yeah, exactly. I mean, you can just trade those in, which is kind of not something he really cares about. He can just trade those in and play the Acolyte.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like that is a play. Okay, he's actually going to ping his own Acolyte, which is going to mean that it stays alive, and he's going to go face instead. Now, don't you think that's maybe like even like a little bit greedy, just because you're talking about being nervous about the damage coming in, and like, you know, leaving a minion out there to deal that extra damage does seem like it could be a little bit problematic, but it's not actually going to really come into play, as he's not going to decide to go face. Okay.
Whoa. Double Mad Scientist, that's pretty rough.
Yeah. He's considering whether he wants to freeze up this Spectral Knight or not.
Yeah, you want to do damage to it while you can. So I like the Ice Nova play because essentially you're almost committing to Flame Striking next turn.
Yeah. Well, and it's smart to trade in the Gnome first. Just may as well see what you can draw if there's any other better options. Well, the Loatheb does cause, you know, some problems here. He can't Flame Strike, and now it's starting to get a bit awkward. I mean, it's like he's gonna be taking a lot of damage next turn. He can't actually deal with the Spectral Knight. He can put the Acolyte into the Loatheb to prepare for next turn if he wants.
Yep, it looks like that is what he's gonna do.
Yeah, so I mean, he can Flame Strike up next turn. What was the secret he got?
I'm not sure, but we have to pay attention on his turn if he can play Ice Block or not. That will reveal which one.
Yep. He's considering just dropping a Savage Roar to get some damage out here, I think.
And I think that's a reasonable play.
Yeah, definitely would be. I mean, it's a lot of potential damage. That plus the hero power. I mean, that's 7, 6, so 13, and he can do 16 damage right now. So he can put him to 8. 16. You can put him to 8 with the combo in hand.
Hmm. Not exactly
I mean,
8. It's
right?
16 because probably gonna get a
Ice barrier
ice
or ice
barrier.
barrier. Okay, yeah. So if it is an ice barrier, yeah. Either way,
Well, it's not that if it
yeah.
is an ice barrier, it's that like it's either ice block or ice barrier.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And if it's ice block, he's gonna get an ice barrier from the existing one.
Mm.
Yeah, and it is.
Ice barrier. All right.
Which is
Well, either
actually
way,
really good.
doesn't decide
If
to
the
do it.
scientist doesn't die this turn, he can. Oh. Is that another ice barrier? No, that was the ice block.
Okay.
So if the ice barrier actually triggered there, they may have been a slightly better position.
Hmm.
Here we're gonna see, I think.
Blizzard Doomsayer. It looks
Blizzard,
like.
Blizzard Doomsayer, yeah, is pretty good.
Yeah. He does have the keeper to silence it up afterwards, though.
Yeah. If he plays the keeper, though, he just gets a nicer flame strike.
Flame strike. Yeah. True.
Oh, Ragnaros is a very difficult card for a mage to deal with, though. Ragnaros is not in every druid deck, and that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it is definitely something that's very tough to deal with. Because it doesn't even care about freezes and stuff.
Right, I mean, Ragnaros is usually the card that eats a Pyroblast.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it does have a Power Blast available, at least. Do you think he did... I mean, we didn't get through all the cards that Kolento has. Do you think he's playing Thalnos? We haven't seen it yet, right? You'd assume he is.
Kolento is playing Thalnos. He used Thalnos Cone of Cold against the Rogue.
Oh, yeah, you're right, yeah. My mistake. Well, let's go face. Dude, Rag has just hit nothing but face this tournament.
Yeah.
No, this would be brutal if the Rag takes out his Alexstrasza.
I think he's just gonna combo to kill Alexstrasza.
Yeah. Or do you think he just puts him low? I mean, he might just go... Do you think he takes it out, or do you think he just puts him low? Okay, so he's gonna trade.
Takes it.
Definitely the safer choice.
Was that a misplay?
Yeah, he actually innervate hero powered after he attacked with a Savage Roar to the face.
So he could have done one more damage.
He could have done one more damage. Yep. He just kind of was thinking about it afterwards, I guess, and saying, "Well, I don't have anything else to spend it on." And so there's the Thalnos, and I mean, he's gonna have to Pyroblast the Rag. I don't think there's any choice, right?
What? No. Pyroblast face.
Think so? Yeah.
Yeah. You have
Yeah,
a
he has two ice blocks.
Frostbolt
Yeah, of course.
as-
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
and a Fireball.
Of course, yeah, he has two ice blocks. Yeah, he actually has it now. Does he not?
No, he can draw a keeper to get out of lethal, but
Yeah, no.
he has to actually not make the play that he just made for that to happen. Because he had to Wrath the Rag before attacking.
And then try to draw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way,
But it didn't happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's a game for the freeze mage.
Yeah,
I think
Fireball,
Powder
Frostbolt.
made quite a few misplays in that matchup. I think that's a matchup that the Druid is supposed to do a little bit better than we saw. Granted, Kolento actually drew exceptionally well. With I talked about it'd be a match where you just need the secrets, but he got secrets. That was double Mad Scientist and an Ice Block draw. So, I mean, he got the secrets he needed. He drew enough cards. But at the same time, even though Powder may not have won, I feel like there were different sequence of plays that could have been made.
What do you think was the main mistakes then? If the Powder made?
I think allowing the Scientist to trigger off of the Doomsayer was a bit of a mistake, especially with combo in hand. I mean, when your opponent has secrets, it kind of challenges the combo anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We saw the 1 damage misplay with the Innervate. We also saw the Wrath thing, as I mentioned, and yeah, that probably didn't make any difference, but I don't
some
know.
little things that could have potentially made a difference, I guess.
Yeah, at this level of play, you expect not to see things like that, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, no. But either way, Kolento is going to take it 3-1. We are going to have RDU versus EkOp coming up next, and
The
Kolento
winner
played,
of that will
yeah,
play Kolento afterwards.
yeah, exactly. And then the winner of that will be the person playing Lothar tomorrow. So, yeah, very well played by Kolento. And I totally spaced out on it being an ice block because I saw the ice block in hand. I forgot he had already the ice block down, so that's why I was thinking he had to pyroblast the rag because obviously the Savage Roar rag would have killed him. But either way, Kolento is definitely doing very well and kind of doing what's expected. I guess it's has to be said. And moving into this, I mean, you're saying RDU has not been doing well lately in tournaments. Does that mean that you're kind of favoring EkOp? EkOp's definitely a big tournament veteran.
He's a tournament veteran, but also his results have been, just okay most of the time. So I don't know. Honestly, it's Hearthstone. I think they're very, very close players. I think this is a very even matchup. Yeah.
Well, should be a good one then, guys. We will see you back in about 5 minutes while the players get ready, and we'll have it for you right after the break.
Ready to fly.
Hey guys, welcome back to Heroes of the Cards number 3. I am here casting with Kriparian, and we are going to be going into the next matchup. It is going to be RDU versus EkOp, and RDU has banned the Hunter. EkOp is going to ban the Warlock.
Yeah, so both players bringing in the powerhouses. Both players got the hunter. Both players got the warlock. But the rest of the stuff is a little bit flavor here. EkOp got the warrior priest, and RDU brought the mage druid, another mage. I really like seeing control mage played out in tournaments because it's a very hard to play class that, you know, when you see it on ladder, often people just play it terribly and you don't really see any fancy stuff. But when it comes to tournament play from, you know, very high end players, you do really see how it works, and it's very fun to see.
For sure. And I mean, bringing it does seem to be. It's a little bit surprising to me that it's not brought more. I mean, usually when I do see it in tournaments, it fares pretty well, and it is a good matchup against Handlock, which is, you know, something that's very, very popular in tournaments. So, I mean, having the freeze mage in your deck list kind of allows you to ban other things. Like, it kind of allows you to ban something other than the warlock.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess you do still have to be wary of Zoo and everything, though.
Well, there are a lot of options, but I'm glad that the option that we're looking at is mage versus warlock.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if it is going to be a Zoo lock or a hand lock. We can't see his cards just yet. It's going to be Zoo, so.
Man, the last series of cards, everyone brought hand lock. Now everyone's bringing in Zoo lock.
Yeah.
Kind of weird how it shifts.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it's just naturally just because of what happened last time. You know what I mean? It's like people see, okay, this is what they did last time, so now I'm going to do something different, because it's like players are trying to prepare for matchups based on what they saw the last time, and it's, if you get kind of too caught up in that, I think you can definitely get caught off guard by some of these changes.
Yeah. Now, keeping the leper gnome is a pretty good play because it often will trigger the coin from the mage. So if you play just the leper gnome going first as a Zulok, burning that coin and doing 2 damage is often worth it. And here, I'm not too sure. Here I feel, yeah, the direwolf is maybe a little bit better. Because,
benefits the curve nicely.
Yeah.
Next turn, even if you don't draw anything, you can tap plus leper gnome. And whereas if you play the gnome now, it's like...
It's also that if RDU didn't have an answer, you'd want him to ping on turn 3 rather than turn 2.
True.
I think here you just play out your hand. I think it's go time.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, we have the decision, like, do you ping or do you frostbolt? Or do you do neither? I guess we're gonna go with neither. A lot of damage you're taking, man. Whoa.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, I don't feel like he can afford to just kind of like sit back and try to clear this out like very slowly. I mean, you can't really slow play against the Zoo. Especially, I mean, we know there's a Doomguard already in hand as well. It's like the damage is gonna start coming out so fast.
Yeah, here I think you put the Harvest Golem alongside the Leper Gnome, which is exactly what it does, because that is the most likely target to die. Oh man, what do you think of Doomsayer? I think that's what's gonna happen.
Have to do it, man. I mean,
I think that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be double Doomsayer. So, nice call. Like, I think that is the play, but still, I mean, the death rattle from the egg is gonna proc. He could just go face here and.
Oh no! He's gonna Doomguard, I believe. You can clear this.
You think you Doomguards to clear it?
Oh, not anymore.
No, I don't think he wants to, because he's still gonna have the death rattle. Now he gets the Soulfire as well.
Okay.
I mean, he has a lot of damage follow up, so I don't, like, you know, to do that, I guess he's not really that worried. And plus, I mean, next turn he could just even, if he wants, he could drop Flame Imp Loatheb, you know, kind of like prevent more follow up.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has the Doomguard to finish. He has, you know, a Soulfire to help finish as well.
Okay, so this is kind of to try to force out an Ice Block from the deck. The issue is if Ice Barrier gets triggered, and Ice Barrier becomes a secret plate again, I think that might hurt him.
Well, only thinking it through. I do kind of like Lothab here, though.
I kind of like popping the Ice Barrier and then killing the Mad Scientist with the 2-1.
Alright, so it is Ice Barrier. He's just gonna go all face, at least for now. So it will be the Lothab. And I mean, if you're gonna drop the Lothab, it feels like you may as well drop your 1-drop as well. Yeah, so Flame Imp is gonna come down. Still, I mean, he's gonna have kind of like a 9 damage type execute with Soulfire, Doomguard. Obviously, he would have to be able to avoid discards.
Look at that hand.
But
You can't play anything. I think you got a mirror image.
Jeez, that's gross.
Turn 6 mirror image. Well, it's 2 creatures.
Yeah, it's true. It is.
Oh god. You can come back out of this. It's just very difficult, is all.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely possible, and the thing is, once Freeze Mage kind of starts controlling and getting things slowed down a lot, I mean, the combo can come out of nowhere. It only takes 2 turns. I mean, Alex draws and then you can kill him the next turn. So, if he can somehow stabilize, then, you know, maybe something could happen here. Okay, so I mean, huh? Do you think you just play your 2 1/1s and drop your Doomguard, or do you think you're kind of nervous about like everything getting cleared up at once? I mean, both Doomsayers have already come down. Doomguard does live through a Flame Strike and stuff. So I mean, do you just think you just
I think you
play
Doomguard
everything?
face here.
Okay, well he's not. I don't think he's going to now. Well, maybe he is. Maybe he wants to hold on to those 1-drops, but I feel like he could just play triple 1-drop now and then Doomguard next turn. I think that's what it's going to be. Oh,
I mean,
okay, so
it was obviously a misplay. You don't tap after you attack. I mean, you could have just done 2 more damage there.
Yeah, he's obviously just kind of reconsidering. He's not exactly sure what he wants to do.
Well, it's Zoo. You don't need strategy. You just need draw. Good draw.
Alright, well, down to 5 HP now.
I think you tap and Soulfire.
Yeah. No,
Oh no,
I
he
mean,
wants to
if
keep
you
the Soulfire.
Doomguard, then...
Wow, he did keep the Soulfire.
Oh my god.
The thing is, like, he's at 5 now.
Yeah, instead of 1. Yeah. Alright. Well, he does trigger the Ice Block. Has the Soulfire in hand, and I mean, next turn...
No, you can clear this. This is,
He's Flame Strike.
Flame Strike, Coin, Frostbolt.
Coin, Frostbolt, yeah. But it's just going to depend on what he draws next. I mean, he can put him at 1 HP if he draws 1 damage. The game is over.
The only card that does 1 damage, I think, is Doomguard.
Or his other Soulfire. He hasn't drawn 2 Soulfires yet, has he?
Oh!
Oh my god, that's 1 damage. He just needs anything.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, he just has a Knife Juggler. There it is.
Yep.
That's gonna be the game off the end
Void
of this
Walker
juggle.
for lethal.
Oh my god, sorry.
That's pretty hilarious.
Call there,
I'm kind of happy it ended that way.
Yeah.
Good job, EkOp.
Yeah.
BM. There you go.
So it is going to be game number 1 there, going to EkOp with the Zoo lock, and you know the Freeze Mage definitely added in to kind of deal with that hand lock, but it is going to be the Zoo lock coming out, and it does come out on top. So EkOp off to a good start here, and now I mean you talked about it in the last series. It's like there's not really any amazing matchups versus Zoo, so it's like anything you come out with can still just lose. So it's kind of a crappy situation to be in when you lose that first game to Zoo. Because it's like there's no like, okay, well I lost my first game to Zoo, but now I have the Zoo counter. There like is no Zoo counter really.
Oh, RDU does have Hunter. I mean Hunter
is pretty good against
Hunter. I think counters Zoo as much as most other decks can.
Yeah.
So it's really fine in my opinion. But,
Zoo can certainly still take down Hunter though.
Oh, absolutely. We'll have to see how it goes down.
Yep. Well, we will give him a minute to decide what his next deck is going to be, guys, and then we will be back with game number 2. Hey guys, welcome back to Heroes of the Cards number 3. We just saw EkOp take down game number 1. Was able to finish it off with that knife juggle. A pretty sweet way to end the game. The knife juggle, Soulfire. And now it's going to be up to RDU to try to battle back here in game number 2 and tie it up.
Can certainly do it, I feel.
Yep, definitely can. We'll have to see what deck it is going to be coming out from him. Like you said, probably going to be the Hunter. Definitely a good chance of that. But
Yep.
no guarantee. It is going to be the Hunter though. And now,
Hunter's just good against everything. I mean,
yep.
already even banned the Hunter of EkOp. The thing is, like, actually, now I think about it, Hunter is probably best against this deck because EkOp's remaining decks are Warrior and Priest. And those are probably the 2 worst matchups for Hunter. But at the same time, they're not that bad. It's Hunter.
Yeah, man. Hunter's definitely pretty good. But at the same time, I mean, if Zoo gets a good start, it's not like it's some crazy matchup. I don't think for Zoo to win. Like Zoo can certainly win this matchup.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
mean that's
true.
not really like an amazing starting hand for the Hunter. I mean, yeah, having the Eagle Horn bow and stuff is nice, but we saw Undertaker, we saw some pretty good drops, and if the Zoo can get out to a really good start, I mean you can kill anyone really fast as Zoo.
Absolutely. Well, we have close to a dream opener from the
Oh
Warlock.
jeez, yeah,
And,
no kidding.
An all-right counter from the Hunter. I mean, you got the Unleash, you got the bow. It's gonna do something, at least.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, it's like by the time he can actually use his bow, the Undertaker is gonna have more HP than the bow can deal because he's gonna do Voidwalker Lepronome next turn. So it's gonna be a 3/4, and like, I mean, it's gonna be a taunt blocking it. Like, it's gonna be pretty insane. And then the turn after that, he has
I think you consider. I think you actually kill the 1/2 because it's a beast.
That's true, yeah. To avoid kill command is not a bad idea. It's gonna be an animal companion coming down. We'll see what he gets.
Upper's
Upper.
pretty good here.
Yeah, that is pretty nice. Actually, yeah, I think that was definitely the best one he could have gotten because, I mean, otherwise the Harvest Golem would have buffed it up. If it was a Misha, he would have been able to get a free Undertaker trade on a Misha, which is pretty ridiculous.
Well, now the bow does deal with the Undertaker, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. It's actually not even that pleasant.
No, it isn't, man. I mean, yeah.
You want to just huffer into it, I guess? Huffer or Misha, pretty good.
I guess. I mean,
Leah,
none of this stuff
nope.
is too pleasant, like you said. I mean, it's just...
I think that Animal Companion was a bit of a risk, and because it didn't pay off, I think RDU is going to get destroyed now.
Yeah, it's definitely putting himself in a pretty bad
my
position.
god.
Oh god, man, yeah. Undertaker, another Harvest Golem. This is a 5/6.
No, that draw makes the game
Doom
like
Guard, yes, I
finished.
know.
Yeah. Holy cow.
This is brutal. This is what I was talking about, man. If you get
That's a card. Juggler Unleash.
Oh man.
4 Juggleronis. These have
Let's
to
see
hit
what he
Undertakers.
hits.
Just nail those Undertakers. That's 1. That's
One
2.
hit, 2.
Nope.
Oh no. Is it? Okay.
Almost.
Still, I mean, you could take one out with Spider now. I mean, it's still like, you know, not good. But
Actually, if one more went in that same Harvest Golem or one of the other Undertakers, he could have cleared most of the board.
yeah. Yeah. Well,
Oh, it's Doomguard time.
yeah,
Doomguard.
it is Doom Guard time.
Forget about that draw. That draw goes in the garbage.
Yeah, especially because it's an alpha. Who cares?
I think here you actually trade off one of your golems so you can do more face damage.
Yeah, no, I agree. And getting rid of the juggler, I think, is nice.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I mean, it's a pretty high impact card.
Yeah, it is. Alright, now you gotta dodge 1 damage. Good luck, RDU. Zoo, 1 damage, 2 draws. I don't even know if it's possible.
There's like almost no chance. Owl, okay, well that doesn't do it.
Oh,
On a
wow.
creeper. Okay, wow.
Dodged.
Do you think there's any chance he silences the owl in trades? No, he's
Ah,
still
come
go
on.
face. Yeah, and there's no point. Just go face. So he's down to 1 HP, and that's got to be that. I mean, there's nothing he can do now. He's gonna wait and see the card, but that's gonna be a concede. And EkOp out to two quick wins there with the Zulok.
You even Zulok. Holy cow.
Jeez.
Well,
Pretty
RDU
brutal,
is
man. That was just ideal.
it was
cards.
pretty brutal. RDU is backed up on Druid right now. Now Druid does all right against the other two decks, but does not do very well against Zoo here. So he kind of has a bit of a climb, but we've seen players in worse situations turn it all around. So he's not out of it yet. But I mean, there's one player whose spot you'd want to be in, and that player is not RDU right now.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Especially after that game, like you said. I mean, you're going against something that's a relatively good matchup for you, but Zoo just always has the potential to do that. I mean, that was, I think, the most like ideal situation I've ever seen, maybe for Zulok, or just about as close to ideal as you can get. I mean, he had like perfectly buffed. He buffed his Undertaker every turn through like the whole game, and he gets a turn 5 Tomb Guard. Like, what more can you ask for? Well, anyway, guys, we are going to go to a 1-minute break, and then we will be back with what could be the final match here between EkOp and RDU.
Taking you on a journey. This is Monster Cat.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Heroes of the Cards number 3. I'm here with Kriparian, and we are going quickly into game number 3 here. EkOp looking to take a clean sweep with his Zulok.
Yep. Looking pretty good too. I mean, all you gotta do is kill Malfurion here. And often that's not a difficult thing. Though Innervate Keeper is a very good counter to a lot of plays. The thing is with Innervate Keeper, sometimes you run out of cards, so I think some players actually keep that Ancient Allure. The Ancient Lord decided to keep RDU, in fact, so I guess he didn't have much of a choice there.
Yeah. Well, like you said, I mean, yeah, you do definitely have the potential to run out of cards if you do that, but, you know, getting the Keeper down, like the 2-4, even just the 2-4 body, like, you know, obviously the battle cry is very strong as well, but even just having the 2-4 body down against Zoo can be quite nice.
It's being played right now. I mean, you just destroy that board as much as possible. If you can kind of hang in there until, you know, turn 8 or 9 and go through those taunts, you usually win with a combo. It's just getting to that point in the game is sometimes a pretty difficult thing.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, it's all just about being able to kind of just maintain as long as you can. If you can, you know, get to that later stage of the game with a decent position, you don't even have to be in an amazing position or anything like that, but if you can be holding on.
That Lothab is actually an immense deal right there. Because, I mean, it was Harvest Golem versus Lothab. Yeah, Harvest Golem's a little better next turn, but Lothab gives you another turn in this game, and that is such a big deal.
Yeah, definitely true. It prevents a combo.
Actually, I think the Druid is doing quite well right now, even though
Yeah.
the Warlock does have the board. I mean, the Warlock's generally gonna have the board.
Yeah, definitely is. And I mean, he has Spectral Knight next turn, Spectral Knight, Sylvanas, Ancient Lore. I mean, he has cards to play the next couple turns, and he hasn't taken any damage yet. So it's like, although those aren't like, you know, if you're in this situation on this turn and you've already taken, you know, quite a bit of damage and stuff, it's one thing where, you know, feeling you kind of need to get the taunts and stuff, but he isn't really taking any damage yet, so it's not really
Actually,
like, a problem.
I don't really understand attacking the Voidwalker there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe he's just thinking there's some situation in which you would have to clean it up with hero powers or something like that eventually, you know. And if his Spectral Knight gets cleared up somehow with buffs or whatever, then I guess he's saying, okay, if I have to clear this out eventually and I miss the one attack, then it's gonna take one more turn. I don't know. I think it's just something like that. Just thinking there could be some situation in which he has to actually just completely kill it off with hero powers over time.
Also, Sylvanas is on the board, which is a very good thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can trade the Sylvanas into the Lothep and just steal a card if he wants, but it looks like it's gonna be silenced up.
Oh, absolutely, it's gonna be silenced. And he has enough damage to wipe the board here. He can Dire Doggy the two creatures in the middle, and I mean, you really should at this point, because that Leper Gnome is not going to survive the next turn.
Yeah.
I think if you really wanted to be greedy with face damage, you could go for face with the Lothep, but I think it'd be crazy not to kill the Sylvanas here.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, I feel like you do. Yeah, you want to go face, and everyone says Zoo kind of always does that, but you still need to maintain the board. I mean, it's like you do need to take good trades when you can get them. So I definitely agree. No, well, okay. He's thinking about. Is he gonna trade this
All
in? No,
face.
everything face, all face all the time, man. Well,
Holy cow! I think if he heals himself, he might win next turn with Charge Druid the Claw.
yeah, especially if he just continues going only face. Okay, so how much potential damage is there on that? I mean, he's trying to set up for lethal next turn if he goes face with Sylvanas, and that's what he's gonna do.
He has that easily.
Yep.
It's just if EkOp decides to go for it.
Yeah, it's just EkOp's gonna have to. Well, okay. How much damage does EkOp have? 18 health. He has 7 plus 3, so he has 10 damage. 2 more. He has 12 damage with the Direwolf. The best tap he could get is, you know, a Doomguard, which is 5 more damage. So he'd still be short.
If he drew Doomguard for the turn, he would have won.
Yeah, he would have.
Wait, you can't have that happen every turn.
No. Yeah, so I mean, I think he has to trade. He's got to know there's been some cards sitting in the hand for a while, and the potential of combo is relatively high. If he clears this, and, you know, like drops his taunt, then he's still in a pretty good position. And I mean, what do you think about where he's positioning the Direwolf? Unless he's going to trade in everything and get to the egg, do you think he should maybe like trade in the egg first?
I think he is going to trade in everything.
Okay, so if he's going to trade in everything, then it doesn't actually matter because he's going to get over to the egg eventually. Yeah, so I mean, he can trade that in, trade the 3/1
Yep.
into
It's
the
good. He can
4/3.
clear the board.
Yep. Yeah, this is
It's
definitely
fairly efficient.
very nice. Oh wow. Gonna go face with the last. Not gonna clear up the last minion. No, does that actually come into play? Let's see. Oh wow. Is there any world in which? No.
Let none survive.
I think he has to ton up now, unless he wants to like combo to clear or something. Like I mean, unless he drops his, he can't combo, but I mean, unless he drops his Force of Nature to clear. I mean, he's at 12 HP. There's 9, 10, 12 damage showing, so he has to start clearing stuff. It's just how he's gonna do it. Do you think he taunts up, or do you think he uses Force of Nature to clear? Do you think you taunt up and kill the owl, or what do you think?
I like the Force of Nature and kill the owl with hero power. You can kill the 5/4, the 2/2 with Force of Nature, and then the hero power kill the owl. You have basically no threats on the board.
And then there's just 2 damage on the board, and you're at 10 HP. So you couldn't die next turn. I guess the question is just though, if you do the taunt up, and you kill the owl, then you guaranteed win next turn if he doesn't kill you. So that's the trade-off. It's just saying, it's just whether or not he thinks that, you know, he's gonna get killed basically. Because if he goes this way, if he keeps the combo in hand, if he does a taunt, then he wins next turn, assuming that he doesn't die. So it's like, I think that's what he's thinking about basically, unless of course everything gets cleared. So he's gonna go for this. He's gonna take out the owl. He decides to taunt up, and we'll see if he's gonna pay off for him. Or, you know, I mean, maybe everything's going to be cleared still. Because he still has good ways to clear this. I mean, the 5-4 and the 1-2 into that. We'll see what he draws first, but...
Oh!
Oh my
God.
god.
That draw!
The Doomguard draw, when you don't have to discard, just almost feels like a free win, man, a lot of the time. This is insane. Does he have lethal now? No. But he gets a free trade with the Direwolf plus the Doomguard, so he can take that out. He could still do 6-7 damage. If he taps into a Soulfire, he has lethal.
Okay, if he taps into Soulfire,
he should have tapped first.
He would die. No, he should not tap.
Well, no. Yes, he should have. He would have killed him. I'm being a guess, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. There's no point putting yourself in combo range.
Now here, Scenarios doesn't save you.
Doesn't save you. Yeah, I don't think anything saves you now. I mean, you can combo.
Like
You can
combo,
but
combo saves you.
Well, because you can take out. You take out the 4-4, you take out the 6-3, and then you take out the 2-2 or whatever. But still, you're looking like. No, you're still.
Oh, you're still dead.
You're still dead. I mean.
It is exactly lethal. Oh no, it's not.
It's 3
one
damage.
Short.
He needs one. He needs 1 extra.
Okay. Doomguard number 2. Come on, Doomguard.
There's so many outs.
Ow.
Let's see what he taps into. Is he gonna tap? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, 18 cards left. Oh, that's
not what
that is ugly. EkOp might lose.
Possible. But there's still 2 Soulfires in the deck, are there not?
Yeah, but if Scenarios comes down...
I think he used 1 Soulfire actually on the Keeper at the start, didn't he?
Oh, yes, he did.
So there's only 1 Soulfire.
But
so
the thing is, EkOp's not going to play the Flame Imp, and not playing the Flame Imp actually makes it so he probably can't win next turn.
Yeah. Do you heal here? Or do you drop the Scenarios? I mean, you could heal and kill off the 1-1. Or you drop the Scenarios. I mean, if you heal and kill the 1-1.
I think the Scenarios is safer.
Yeah. I guess it doesn't actually matter, because if you heal and kill the 1-1, then you still die to Soulfire. Is there anything different that you don't die to because of this? Oh, he's actually going to decide to drop the Shade.
Casting Scenarios would save you from a Doomguard.
Yeah. Well, if he does live this turn, things are starting to look pretty decent for him if he can get the Scenarios down.
Yeah.
Let's see what the draw is. And like you said, I mean, not playing the Flame Imp is actually going to come in huge, and that's not going to help him out either.
Gotta tap.
That's not really too useful either. I mean, Scenarios is going to come down. That's 2 taunters on the board.
It's 1 because of the silence.
True.
Both the... You kill the biggest threat, drop Scenarios. Okay, now he has lethal with Doomguard or Soulfire. But I think that's about it. I think it's 2 outs right now.
He's getting pretty deep in his deck.
Oh!
Abusive. Okay, so...
Oh, he needs 2 more damage. 2 more damage. I think he's got a tap. You got a YOLO tap.
Yeah,
YOLO tap right here.
Yeah, you have to tap. You're dead either way, so you have to.
2 damage is possible. That's 2 damage.
Defender. Wait, okay, does it work out though? Okay, so he
it works out.
Taunts it up, silences
you,
one.
You taunt both. Then, the spider kills one. You silence the other,
and
then you abusive for exactly 5 damage.
Yeah, he has it exact lethal, so I'm sure he's gonna see it, and that is gonna be the clean sweep for
Get
EkOp.
Zooed!
Oh my god, man, brutal. EkOp's heart is just gonna sink when he sees this, and there it comes out, and he's like, okay, maybe I'm still alive, but...
You mean RDU? Oh, here's the PM! Flame him! Flame him! And he's like, okay, he's got this, and then he goes, oh no!
Yeah.
Yep, it's abusive, bro. Out.
Brutal, man. The clean 3-0 sweep from EkOp over RDU. Very well played. And
Absolutely.
Zoo, man. Zoo doing Zoo things so far in this tournament. I mean, the only Warlocks we've actually seen come out this whole tournament have been Zoo. So Zoo has been doing pretty well. It's making its resurgence here. You know, you talked about it last time, it was only Handlock. Now this time it's only Zoo. So well, that is it. It's going to be a 3-0 for EkOp, and that does set up our upper bracket finals. It's going to be EkOp versus Kolento to find out who is going to be facing Lothar in 2 days.
Champions of the Zoo, right?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Do you think that the Warlocks will get banned out, or do you think it'll be Hunters banned out and stuff again? Because today it's been all like Hunters getting banned out.
They're both ridiculous decks. I mean, yeah, anything could really happen.
Yep. Well, we are going to give our players 5 minutes to set up, but a pretty crazy end to a pretty crazy series. Got to be frustrating there for RDU, losing 3 straight games to Zoo. Kind of feel a bit bad for him, but either way, very well played by EkOp. We're going to have a 5-minute break, guys, and then we're going to be back with that upper bracket finals.